This is the United Uprising channel. Welcome to today's show. This is an important video because the truth is always revealed to us, and they try to use things like humor to show us what's really going on. And for those of us with eyes to see and ears to hear, we can see exactly what's going on. We can hear exactly what's going on. But what we can't do is explain to the people out there listening what's going on, because they don't want you to wake up and realize what's really going on in our world. Now, I'm going to use this clip, which is very hard to stomach. This is something that was just released from the TV series Doctor Who. Now, you might remember Doctor Who, the movie after movie with all the symbolism and signs, even mentioning of the Illuminati, but of course, we're all conspiracy nuts. This video I'm going to play for you is so disturbing, and I'm going to break it down and explain it to you because it's deeper than what you just see. And any alt-right people who are talking about this, anybody bringing attention to it, isn't bringing attention to the most important part of who they're referencing and what they're referencing. And I'll explain that in more detail after the clip. I want you to keep in mind that these wicked people always reveal the truth to us in things like this because they can get away with it. Because you look at this stuff and you see it, most people, and they perceive it as a joke, as scripted, as art. Thus, they can get away with it. And then, of course, when we cover it and we expose it, we get yelled at and looked at as conspiracy theorists, hateful bigots, etc., etc. But the truth of the matter is, what I'll explain to you after this clip, which is going to make your stomach turn, is that this has been happening throughout human history. It's been exposed throughout human history. And this is the only time period in human history that if you ask questions and you bring attention to this, you will get hit with hate speech, because now it's a protected group that you're not allowed to discuss, especially when it comes to this video I'm going to play for you where they show you goblins eating babies. And of course, well, we know who they're referencing. Look at this horror-thon, and I'll break it down. It's important you stay for the breakdown after. Look at this.
Is that a band? Wait!
At least baby blood and baby bones, baby butter for the baby scones, little baby feet, little baby toes.
Amazing.
No, it's not. What do we do?
Babies have such very bad luck. Now into baby we will tuck. Eat the baby and some salt. Baby's honey powdered malt. No baby salted, she's a treat. Her destiny is time to meet. Baby we need, baby we feed. Eats with our teeth, better than beef. Baby so soft, carried aloft. Big brown.
Oh no.
What?
I wonder whose ship this is.
He's the Goblin King, yes, the Goblin King. He's not a myth, he's an actual thing. Here's the king, here's the king, here's the king, here's the king, Goblin.
Oh my God.
And we love his chin when it's wobbling. He likes to dine on
Leave her alone!
It feels
Leave her alone!
He can eat, he can eat. 500 puppies with golden fur. Orphan boys with jet black hair. Circus clowns with a red balloon.
He can eat me. He makes me swear.
A banquet for a king on high. Oh little baby, oh little baby, say goodbye.
So that's supposedly comedy, ladies and gentlemen. We know that that's not comedy. In fact, we know exactly what it is. Now, let me start here with the goblins itself, right? People have just been told goblins is this, goblins is some little creature, right? Some people believe it's some type of an alien life form. You could look at them and obviously see they're demon possessed because they become demon possessed when eating the child. Now, throughout history, goblins have been depicted, and the creation of the term and the image that we all know of a goblin with that long hook nose is actually in reference to a certain group of people. And I'll let your imagination do the rest. A certain group of people have been depicted as goblins, and of course, goblins have been depicted as these ghouls that go after kids, right? We've seen it in even movies like Troll, Troll 2, some of the funnier movies we've ever seen, some of the worst productions ever produced, but always depicted. It's a certain group of people they're referencing because a certain group of people are the ones who do this with children. And it's the same group that you can't question. Now, there's a little thing called that red stuff inside of our bodies, liable. Okay? And you can look that up for yourself, and they tell you that that's some type of a conspiracy. But throughout history, they've been caught and exposed for doing just what you saw in that video. But again, hey, it's a comedy, right? We're supposed to see this and laugh. Is that what they tell us? Is anybody watching that finding it funny? Maybe somebody out there who's demonically possessed, maybe some blue-haired lib who's got mental health problems finds it funny, but it's not funny at all. And in fact, if people knew the truth, which I'm trying to explain, they'd wake up real fast and we'd end this really quickly. So let me read to you the lyrics. And then, of course, you'll just go, wow, yeah, okay. Right? You all just saw that. It's not funny, right? So they talk about these goblins. They show these goblins, which are depicted as demons with black eyes, etc., who obviously the goblins are depicting a certain group of people. Then they talk about how they need to eat the baby, right? Obviously, that's the whole theme. They have all these people, these demons standing around wanting to eat the child. They even show you, honeycombs and, hive mind, etc. And what else do we see? Well, they talk about feasts. We've got a baby we could feast, right? And then it says, feasting for 3 days at least. Well, they weren't rhyming there. They're actually talking about 3 specific feasts that are in the Bible. Okay, one of them starts with the word pass, right? Over. And then there's one with a penta, and then a cost, and then there's one with tabernacle at the end. So there's 3 specific feasts that are being referenced, which you can't even make it up how in our faces this stuff is. Then they go on to say, baby butter for the baby scones, because they're pretty much telling you how they put, as for those of you that don't know, fast food chains, etc., how they put this inside of our food. They put this stuff inside of processed food. Where do you think they go after everybody signs up for Planned Parents and Bill Gates funds it and says, my dad made this company. Does anyone ask questions about that? No, they don't. My dad's on the board of Planned Parents. Nobody asked that about Billy Gates' father. And where do you think they all go? You think it goes into a cemetery somewhere? No, it doesn't. It goes right to the local Mickey D's. It goes right to the local, you name it, grocery store, etc. Big manufacturer, food manufacturers, okay? That's where it goes. So they're even referencing that with baby scones, right? Then they're cracking jokes, little baby feet, little baby toes, add some salt to eat the baby just over and over and over, feed the baby, eat the baby with our teeth, tastes better than beef. Well, of course it does. These are the same people that don't want you to eat beef. They actually want you to, they prefer that you eat their soylent products, which will contain baby as well. And then it goes on to say stuff like, he likes to dine on coincidence, right? Well, that's what they're playing into the audience out there. Coincidence theorists, right? Because they believe everything's a coincidence, even something like this video, because they can't think further than they can look. That's how dumb they are. And then they say orphan boys with jet black hair. So that's a preference of the demon, orphan boys. Well, we all know that orphan boys are a preference. That's what happens at Boys Town, the Franklin cover-up. All of these missing children we've heard about over the years, well, they're usually orphan boys. And the preference, I guess, here is jet black hair, but usually it's actually blonde hair, blue eyes if you read Aleister Crowley's book. So they're not hiding what they're really talking about. That's why they say orphan boys with jet black hair, because they know they can get away with this stuff and say, oh, it's a musical. Oh, they're just joking around. Oh, let's take down this YouTuber for talking about it. Oh, we have all the system and control in place so we can just take people down and remove them from actually exposing what we're talking about here. Watch the strike. It's incoming, right? Then we see, this is interesting to know. Not interesting. I'll tell you why. Circus clowns with a red balloon. Is anyone wondering how that ties in? So it's talking about eating babies over and over. They say circus clowns with red balloons. Well, circus clowns are another depiction of demons. Okay? Some believe Nephilim themselves, depiction of clowns. Okay, so how do we go from a baby about to be eaten by goblins, and then we're suddenly talking about circus clowns with red balloon? Well, they had to get in red balloon. You see, red balloon is a reference to child sacrifice. Okay, that's what the red balloon reference is. You'll see it all the time in films that actually are all about, and the theme of the film's about child sacrifice. Whether it's it or recently the movie The Black Phone, where you see the guy who's targeting the youngsters, and you see red balloons fly off into the air. I covered that recent film too, Jamie Foxx's recent film, God is a Bullet. I broke that down right before they abduct the child. The red balloon is released out into the air. Okay, this has to do as well with air, showing the balloons in the air specifically, because who is the prince of the air? Huh? Who is the prince of the air? The Bible tells us in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2, wherein in times past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. So the red balloon, which is also featured in It, the whole movie, pretty much everybody knows about It, the clown carrying around the red balloon and the children with the red balloon and the child going into the sewers. And of course, if you're not familiar, I've covered it. And of course, it's been removed many times over. And it's available on the website uprisingrevival.com. The real ending of the movie It, the book ending, okay, is about children, and all the children at the end when they defeat It, they all get involved. They get down and dirty. All these children remove their clothing and then perform an act with one another. And nobody's suspicious about that. Nobody looks at Stephen King and thinks one thing about him. I mean, you could look at these things and you can know what they're involved in. Stephen King is a perfect example. How much predictive programming or how much reality is in Stephen King's films? All of his films might as well be documentaries. All the themes of those films, the things that we see in those films, right? Pet Sematary, he's got the rituals, satanic rituals, It about the clown with the child sacrifice, even the ending, like I said, to the book. So I recently covered the red balloon and how Kim and Kanye West just released pictures, they released an article about their child. And the child's holding the red balloon, right? The red balloon references child sacrifice. So that's what this is about, right? And other people out there are going to cover this. They're going to be like, that's just about goblins, but these people are creepy. You know, these people in Hollywood, they're creepy, but they don't tell you who they are, what their teachings tell them, which is to do this, and they've been doing it. Okay, things called libel, look them up yourself with the red stuff. Can't even use the words, can't even talk about it. That's how ridiculous this is. How we continue to allow them to be protected. Right? And then, of course, when conflicts occur in the area that they're in, all the Christians flock to protect the same people who are doing this stuff. So that's how upside down this all is. The same people who do this stuff are the same people Christians are running to protect because they can't comprehend reality. Most people can't. So they talk about eating the baby, a feast of the baby, right? Where do we hear feasts? Like I said earlier, certain 3 feasts. They say 3 meals. They're talking about 3 feasts, which is biblical. What people were doing the 3 feasts, right? Okay. What is the depiction of a goblin? What are goblins constantly doing? If you can't figure that out, the nose and the goblin, I mean, you could just Google image some of it, all right? And you'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard that. I mean, that's what the goblin represents, right? And they're the ones who are eating the baby while they talk about putting it in your scones, talk about preferencing orphan boys with jet black hair. You think they're talking about, you think that's thrown in there for just craps and giggles? They're like, oh, reference a boy with black hair. They're referencing even the fact that this is about more than just, it's about both. It's about traffic and it's about sacrifice. That's what it's about, right? And then bringing attention to circus clowns with a red balloon where they're flat out telling you about sacrifice because that's what it represents. Signs and symbols rule the world. They reveal this over and over. Nobody was just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we used a red balloon over and over again? Oh, it used a red balloon, and then everybody's using a red balloon. Nobody, when they made the film with Ethan Hawke, was like, hey, having the balloon fly up, or the Jamie Foxx movie, hey, it's too eerie. It's like it's copycatting, right? Wouldn't people say that? Because everybody thinks of the red balloon with it. So when Jamie Foxx makes a movie, God is a Bullet, wouldn't somebody say, hey, having a red balloon float in the air is going to make people think of it, right? Wouldn't it be the same as saying, oh, in the middle of this movie that's about God, we're going to put Michael Myers in the middle walking out. And then when people be like, oh, what? Somebody say, that makes no sense. Why would we do that? No, because it makes perfect sense if you understand their symbols, because they communicate through symbols and reveal this stuff through symbols. So then that video ends where they say goodbye, joking, mocking, say goodbye to the child. I mean, this is sick twisted stuff. There's no humor that can be found in any of this stuff with children. I don't care if you think you have the best sense of humor in the world. There's one thing that you don't joke about and shouldn't joke about, and that's this disgusting stuff with kids. It's not funny. It's repulsive, yet they can constantly do it and get away with it. And look at the stuff we battle with, me personally, here on YouTube. You guys battle wherever you post, even maybe here on YouTube. Bringing attention to this stuff. We have speech removed. And they can flat out do this and be like, it's art. Yeah, well, this channel's art. It's entertainment. It's comedy. Ha ha, ha ha, ha. Just a joke at the end of the day is going to be on them. I remind everybody out there, it's probably going to get a strike. Why? Well, other people can cover this, right? Because other people go, how come I saw it on so-and-so's channel, but on yours, you get a strike? Are you giving yourself strikes? Yeah, I'm giving myself strikes because it's so fun to do. I love doing this and giving myself strikes. I love losing billions of views, which I've had over the years. I'm talking billions of views. I've literally had billions to go down to being barely able to get 10,000 views in a video. I love doing that. No, the reason that I get removed, okay, the reason that I've been removed many times, if you don't know, is because the difference between me and everybody else is I'm telling you the truth, whether they're gatekeeping you or not. They could bring attention to it. They could cover this. Somebody be like, I heard it on so-and-so. Oh, yeah? Did they tell you who they're referencing? The goblins who they really are? Or this thing with libel that you could look up, which I explained on the website? They referencing anything about the red balloon? Why all of a sudden the lyrics just turned into clowns with red balloons? Where clowns are, a lot of people believe clowns are actually another word for Nephilim? Because that's what they look like? Right? Big creepy clowns. Oh, but the red balloon. Oh, no, it's just all coincidence theory. And a 2-minute song that comes out for Doctor Who. It's supposed to be for kids. The same show, of course, or movie Doctor Who, which is, a nerd fest. I don't know who sits for these, but, same movie where they come out and they go, hey, the Illuminati. Oh, that's not real either. They just reference these things. They put them in what they call fiction, tell you it's fiction, so your brain automatically perceives all this stuff as fiction. When the truth is in all these movies. The reality is in all these films. It's either truth in the movies or they're programming you with the movies, right? Of what's to come with predictive programming. But the simple fact is 100% falseness, 100% fake reality is the actual news on television. You get the news here if you want real news. And join the website, Uprising Revival. Make sure you're subbed to my other channels. If I get a strike, I won't be able to upload for a week. I hope everybody out there is doing well. I'll do my best to keep this video up, which by that I mean putting it up elsewhere. But this is just, it's so sick. I see this and I get so angry and upset because it's just constant, right? You have one eye symbolism in the video with the patch. You know what I mean? Right? Oh, bay leaves, barley, powdered malt, right? They give you the one eye, and they give you all of it. It's constant. It never stops with these people. And they constantly get away with it. When is enough going to be up? Apparently not till Judgment Day and the trumpets sound. But I don't know about you. I'm not giving up this fight. I refuse to. I hope you guys won't give up either. You'll continue joining me wherever I am, posting wherever it is, whatever platform, blah, blah, blah. You know the routine. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always and your families.